Our top story now, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh was in Jammu and Kashmir today after the army ambush in Rajouri in which 4 soldiers were killed, but also as there's anger over the alleged custodial deaths of 3 civilians. In a strong message, the Defence Minister said, "Fight terrorism but don't hurt any citizens." He later met with the family members of the 3 men who died and also visited others who were injured.
A key visit to Jammu and Kashmir by the Defence Minister just days after a major terror attack on the army. Rajnath Singh met troops in Rajouri and held a security review meeting. Remember, last week 4 army men lost their lives as 2 vehicles were ambushed by terrorists. In last 7 months, 20 soldiers have been killed and there has not been much success against battle-hardened terrorists operating in the region. Speaking to troops, Rajnath asked the soldiers to fight terrorism but not hurt any Indian in the process. The army is facing serious allegations of killing 3 civilians after the recent terror attack.
देश की रक्षा के साथ-साथ अपने देशवासियों का दिल जीतना, यह भी आपके लिए बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी आपके कंधों के ऊपर है। इस प्रकार की चूक न होने पाए जिससे कोई भारतवासी आहत हो। जिस देश की आप सेवा कर रहे हैं, उस देश के लोगों का विश्वास आप प्राप्त करें।
After meeting soldiers, Rajnath Singh also met families of the killed civilians and 3 others who were injured. Families of Safir Mohammed, Shabbir Ahmed, Shaukat Hussain alleged that the trio were killed due to inhuman torture. The army has already removed a brigadier and 3 other officers, asking them to join the court of inquiry.
क्या expectations हैं?
मुझे कोई expectation नहीं है। क्या expectation होगी? क्या वो उन मुर्दों को वापस लाएंगे? क्या इनमें वो ताकत है? क्या तो कर सकेंगे? हम उम्मीद करें कि आगे ऐसा जुल्म नहीं हो।
This is second visit of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to Rajouri in last 7 months after a series of attacks on army and region turning into a hotbed of battle-hardened foreign militants. But as the army is facing criticism over alleged custodial torture of civilians which led to death of 3 persons and injuries to several others, Defence Minister reached out to the victims of alleged torture and their families and said a loud and clear message to the army. Fight terrorism, but don't make a mistake to hurt any civilian. In Srinagar, Nazir Masoodi for NDTV.
The language row in Karnataka took a violent turn today. Protests by pro-Kannada group demanding the implementation of 60% Kannada and all signboards in Bengaluru led to vandalism and violence. The Congress government is accused of letting such acts of vandalism go unchecked.
Vandalism and violence in the name of Kannada language. Protests by the Kannada Rakshana Vedike in the city tainted the image of a global IT capital. An awareness drive to rename signboards in Kannada by the hardline Vedike turned aggressive. Several thousands of protesters destroyed name boards, pelted stones and attacked showrooms that had English signboards.
Kannada activists are here trying to vandalize the boards of this shop here. This is the road on Bellary, the road leading to the airport from Bengaluru city.
ಇದು ನಾವು ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವರಿಂದ ಆಗ್ತಿರುವಂತ ವೈಲೆನ್ಸ್. ನಾವು ಜಾಗೃತಿ ಮೂಡಿಸುವಂತ ಆಂದೋಲನವನ್ನ ಭಾರಿ ಶಾಂತಿಯಿಂದ ಭಾರಿ ಶಿಸ್ತಿನಿಂದ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ತೀರ್ಮಾನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು.
The language assertion row was reignited after Bengaluru's municipal body reasserted an order for all shopkeepers to have 60% of name boards in Kannada. The original order was passed in 2018, but the new deadline is set for February end. During the previous regime of Siddaramaiah too, Hindi names of Bengaluru metro stations were targeted. And now, the Congress government is accused of letting such acts of vandalism go unchecked.
We can't condone violence. We can allow for people to protest and express their views and to propagate their issues, but to take law into our hands, desecrate public property, private property, all that should not be allowed.
2 days after the announcement of the civic body, the activists decided to enforce the order with brute force. While politicians may benefit from such acts, the global city's businesses are the ones that are paying the price.
The protest organized by Kannada activists in Bengaluru was already announced, but it took a violent turn. Why? Why did the government not take enough steps? Why did the cops not take enough steps beforehand to ensure that this remains as peaceful as promised? With camera person Govind, Pratima Raman in Bengaluru for NDTV.
And Union Minister Prahlad Joshi spoke to NDTV on the protests in Bengaluru today, saying while he doesn't support the violence that took place, he does support the demand of the pro-Kannada group.
This language row has escalated. There were protests that were held by pro-Kannada groups as well in several parts of Bengaluru. Is the BJP under pressure because the Congress party in the state is invoking this sub-nationalism sentiment?
We are not at all scared, but I can only tell you that as far as I have received the information apart from media, some of these shopkeepers, they do not deliberately, they don't want to put the Kannada board, which I also don't agree, because it is a majority people are Kannada speaking people. What is your problem in doing along with English and some other language or Hindi, English or whatever it is? What is your problem to put in Kannada also, though people can understand? And when people requested, they arrogantly behaved. तो मैं ये नहीं कहता हूँ जो कुछ भी वायलेंस हुआ है वो मैं कभी भी मैं इसका अप्रूवल नहीं करता हूँ, मैं इसका खंडन करता हूँ। जो जहाँ भी हिंसा होता है तो मैं खंडन करता हूँ, लेकिन ये लोग क्यों कन्नड़ बोर्ड डिस्प्ले नहीं करना, ये भी आप बताइए।
And you can watch that entire interview with Prahlad Joshi tonight at 10:30 p.m. Now look at the opposition India bloc, where there seems to be more divergence than convergence. The major points of friction are over seat sharing in Bihar, Punjab, UP and Bengal, with regional parties driving a hard bargain with the Congress.
India bloc may have set a deadline of month-end for seat sharing in states for the 2024 polls. But there are more divergences than convergence in key states. The main points are Punjab, Bihar, UP and West Bengal. In Punjab, the state unit is totally against any alliance with the Aam Aadmi Party. At a meeting, the Punjab Congress leaders made it very clear to the party brass that they won't allow any seat sharing with the Aam Aadmi Party. In Bihar, now with the JDU's entry in the alliance, things have been further complicated with three main stakeholders. It has been learnt that JDU and RJD want to give only 4 to 6 seats to Congress this time. However, according to sources, there has been no discussion yet between the partners on the number of seats. The state leaders believe that this time the party will have to adopt a flexible approach.
महागठबंधन में नई पार्टी जेडीयू आई है, उनके कुछ सिटिंग सांसद हैं, तो उसकी वजह से हम लोगों को थोड़ा तो फ्लेक्सिबल होना पड़ेगा, चाहे वो राष्ट्रीय जनता दल हो, वाम दल हो, हमारी पार्टी हो, नीतीश जी की पार्टी हो, फ्लेक्सिबल होके एक साथ चुनाव लड़ना चाहिए।
उनके अलायंस में भी जो इंडिया अलायंस बनाया उसमें भी कोई चर्चा अब नहीं है। चर्चा ये है कि नीतीश कुमार हैं या जा रहे हैं, संयोजक बन रहे हैं या नहीं बन रहे हैं, उनका ममता बनर्जी और अरविंद केजरीवाल विरोध कर रहे हैं या नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो चर्चा निगेटिव चर्चा है उनकी।
India Alliance is also facing difficulties in Uttar Pradesh. The tug of war in the state is not just about seats between the Samajwadi Party and the Congress. In the India Alliance meeting held on December 19, Samajwadi Party leaders had warned that if Congress tries to compromise with BSP, then Samajwadi Party will walk out of the alliance. The picture is not all joyous for the alliance in the city of Joy as well, where Mamata Banerjee will strike a hard bargain before giving seats to the Congress. With Prashant Verma, Bureau Report, NDTV.
In other news, External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar and Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov began bilateral talks in Moscow today. Lavrov said India and Russian ties are historic and has been moving consistently forward, while Dr. Jaishankar said that Russia supports a multipolar world and supports many positions that we take in our international relations.
In our interest, and not just in our interest, I think in the interest of the global economy, that this corridor progresses. And we certainly will give it the highest priority. You are right when you speak about a rebalancing world. We do think the world is not what it was. Politics will have to change, the global order will have to change, the international economy will have to change. And we appreciate very much that Russia is today a strong votary of a multipolar order. Also that it is supportive of a lot of positions that we take in our mutual interest in international politics. Thank you.
News now from West Bengal, where the contentious Citizenship Amendment Act or CAA is all set to return as a poll plank as the BJP aims to secure at least 35 of the total 42 Lok Sabha seats there. Home Minister Amit Shah vowing to implement it, while the Trinamool hit back saying that it's a failed slogan of the BJP in the state.
दीदी कई बार हमारे शरणार्थी भाइयों को गुमराह कर रही कि सीए होगा नहीं होगा। सीए इस देश का कानून है, इसको कोई रोक नहीं सकता, सबको नागरिकता मिलने वाली है।
Amit Shah's political pitch on CAA at his party's event in Kolkata. BJP wants to implement the controversial Citizenship Amendment Act passed by the Parliament in 2019 after widespread protest across the country. Home Ministry is yet to frame the rules for the implementation. In Bengal, Mamata Banerjee has opposed the law tooth and nail.
This CAA slogan is totally a flop slogan, and people know that whenever election comes, BJP utters the word CAA. Instead of roti, kapda or makan, they are trying to divide people in the name of religion. In Bengal, we shall not allow to implement this kind of law.
Bengal is one of the focus states for the BJP in the 2024 general elections. Bengal and Northeast put together, there are 67 Lok Sabha seats. Amit Shah has already set a target of at least 35 of the 42 in Bengal and not less than 20 in Northeast with the help of allies.
Even after the passage of the Citizenship Amendment Act in the Parliament, the BJP had been wary about its fallout in the Northeast, from where the protest against the CAA had first started. But subsequent elections in the region have given hope to the BJP, as the party and its allies have done well. And the tribal areas in Northeast have been exempted from CAA. Therefore, the BJP is now confident to bat on a front foot on the CAA issue and pitch it up in Bengal, where there are already takers for it.
Party insiders say CAA is important for the party for the large vote bank of Bengali Hindus beyond Bengal, in areas like southern Assam and Tripura. With camera person G.D. Shankar in Kolkata, Ratndeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
Now the saga of the Wrestling Federation of India, which continues, and today the Indian Olympic Association formed an ad hoc committee to look into the matters of the federation. This move coming days after the newly elected Wrestling Federation of India body was suspended by the Sports Ministry. Now yesterday, the newly elected president of the WFI, Sanjay Singh, had even threatened to look at legal options, and he has now written a letter over this ad hoc committee that has been announced. Let's go across to Osama for all the latest in this continuing saga. Osama, so bring us all the details. This ad hoc committee has been appointed, but Sanjay Singh has written a letter.
Yes, we had been reporting this since the afternoon, since the news came about the appointment of the ad hoc committee, and we have been talking about the different members of this particular committee. We were waiting for a response from Sanjay Singh, the current president of the Wrestling Federation of India, and he has sent a letter to the Indian Olympic Association, marking it to PT Usha, who is the president of the Indian Olympic Association. And he makes a very important point in that particular letter. He refers to to one of the petitions that was filed in 2018 that basically said that about impunging an order dated 27 to 2018, which was passed by the respondent, whereby an ad hoc committee has been appointed to manage the affairs of the petitioner, and it basically talks about how they have adhered to the constitution and whatever that the constitution allows them to do. And he has sent this letter where he talks about the autonomy of the National Federation. He says in that letter, and I quote, affiliated and associated members shall govern and administer their activities independently. And this is an important point that he has put out, because Sanjay Singh's decision to host the under-15 and under-20 nationals was the reason why the sports ministry came into the picture and said that these decisions are being taken in haste, and is the reason why they're stopping the newly formed body from taking any further decisions, and came up with an ad hoc committee. It also talks about how the elections within the affiliated and associate members is something that needs to be respected. And this is basically, there are a number of points in that particular letter that that he has written. But the more important point is, Gargi, that this fight that has started, that has been going on for around 1 year now, it doesn't seem that there is an end to it, because like you said, in this entire saga, it's another chapter that is being added, and we don't really know what is going to be the outcome. And what is the outcome going to be in the coming few weeks and months? That's right. And as wrestlers are the ones who are suffering. Thanks so much, Osama, for joining us with the latest there. Now, as Ayodhya readies itself for the historic ceremony of the Ram Temple, which will take place next month, the countdown has started for that grand inauguration. And here's a look at the first images shared of the interior of the temple. And Bollywood megastar Salman Khan turned 58 today. Wishes are pouring in for Bollywood's bhai from stars and fans alike. And Salman Khan was seen waving to scores of his fans who were standing outside his house in Mumbai to catch a glimpse of the star. As you can see, quite a frenzy there. And Salman Khan, of course, fulfilled their wishes, and he appeared and waved at them. About a week ago, over 200 children with different disabilities participated in an inclusive sports event in Delhi, running, playing blind cricket, and the big highlight, wheelchair frisbee. That brings us to the question, how many sports facilities in India actually cater to those with disabilities? As part of the Samarth by Hyundai initiative, we take a look at how important playgrounds are for all children and why we need more such inclusive events and safe spaces.
Ready to run in the winter sun, a 100-meter race and a playing field that welcomes all. This sports field is buzzing with children excited about this inclusive sports festival organized by Umoya Sports in collaboration with Modern School Barakhamba in New Delhi. This one-day event called Agaz saw more than 200 children from 15 schools participate in track events, blind cricket and wheelchair frisbee.
How many of us are actually seeing children with disabilities in our playgrounds? We have partnered with Modern School to create Sportability, which is a safe space which creates like a platform, a voice for individuals with disabilities where they can come, experience sports not just recreationally but also competitively. So we have children over here with different disabilities.
Sportability is not just about this one-day event. In May last year, Modern School made its sports facilities, its courts and grounds available for people with disabilities to come and play on. What started as a small program has now grown to almost 100 people who make use of the premises.
schools are dotted across neighborhoods across the entire country. Every school can do this if they just allow their space to be utilized out of school hours. Then people come to modern school from far-flung neighborhoods and including from Ghaziabad and from Noida. They don't have to travel that distance. It costs them a lot of money with their wheelchairs and their equipment, etc. Or they can go to just their neighborhood school if the school allowed them to come and play.
It isn't just children. Shiv Kumar regularly comes here to play blind cricket all the way from Mukherjee Nagar in North Delhi. Like Shiv Kumar, many sports enthusiasts find this a safe space to exercise their desire to play.
काफ़ी और यहाँ पर सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है कि यहाँ पर हमें कोई रोकता नहीं, मतलब कि नेट पे अगर क्रिकेट सपोज खेलते हैं व्हीलचेयर क्रिकेट, तो वो ये नहीं बोलते कि पिच ख़राब हो जाएगी। अगर हम कहीं किसी ग्राउंड में जाते हैं तो वहाँ पर नहीं खेलने देते, वो ज़्यादातर बोल देते हैं कि पिच ख़राब हो जाएगी, वो व्हील्स के वो लगेंगे। तो इसी तरह हम यहाँ पर खेलने आते हैं।
If my child wants to go for swimming, why should my child be stopped for swimming? Because she's a special needs child? Why can't you keep a trainer for a special needs child? So things like that, or a playground. Why should it be just specific for only special needs, and why can't the special needs children sort of combine, come together with, other kids, and sort of feel that they're a part of the society?
Inclusive playgrounds and playing facilities are still the exception rather than the norm in India. Making them more common and widespread and available for people with disabilities does not need a special design. It only needs acceptance and space.
And with that, it's a wrap from me. News and updates continue on NDTV. Do keep watching.